Wait, hold up. I gotta message him. Wait, do you think I had anything to do with AMZ dying? Oh, here it is. Okay, so what I wanted to do is I wanted to make a tier list today of all the classes for 9.2, very similar to what Dratnos did, but I want to do it kind of rapid fire style, call up community members that are members of these class communities that are big into it, and have them rank their classes on a tier list for this upcoming raid. And be honest, I'm not going to give almost any input, and I'm not going to call anyone from my guild because I don't want them to be honest about anything. I'm not going to call anyone from Echo because I imagine they would do the same thing. They're not going to say anything they feel like they have found out that other people don't know, and if they have, they're just going to like obviously not talk about like. So I'm just going to call up some other people for lock at your all's request. Hopefully they're here. If not, I'll try to find someone. I'm going to call them, and I'm not going to make it super lengthy. I'm going to give them like 1.5 to 2 minutes per class to explain to you all what's changing in the patch about the class compared to when you've played it in the past, and how powerful they think it will be on a tier list. Should we do it for just 2 legendaries, not 1? Because I really feel like 1 legendary is just the least relatable shit of all time. Maybe have it be with 2 legendaries, but give them an option or give them space to talk about how it will change with their class specifically from 1 to 2. Okay, that sounds good. All right, so let's get the tier list going. Oh, and it's only going to be DPS, by the way, not tanks and healers. Tanks and healers, all your I really mean this. I'm not even like just pushing it off. I also don't want to talk about them, but I'm like honestly, all the tanks and healers are fine. Like if you main any tank or you main a healer, just play what you're good at. Like honestly, the healers are probably more balanced in this raid than they've been in like 5 years. Play whatever your main is. It'll be just fine. Don't main swap and play something you're bad at. And tanks, Prot Warrior's a little dookie, but the rest of them are good. So that's it. That's the whole tank and healer section. Okay, I guess we should just do a normal tier list, right? Like S, A, B, C, and Swamp Ass. Let's do it. All right, starting up first, we have Warlocks. I will not be giving any input at all. I will not be getting any input from any Liquid player or any Echo player. I remember to say Liquid instead of Limit, by the way. I'm growing as a person. You all should know that. So who do you guys want me to call? I'm seeing some Kalamazis. Calling. Hello. You're in my stream, right? You know what's going on?
Oh, no. What's going on? Yeah, I know.
Oh, fuck. Okay. You got me. I'm going to give you like 3 minutes. But I would start out by talking about how Warlocks should feel going into the patch. What's kind of different from last tier to this tier, if any. I'm pretty sure with Warlock, that's funny because not a lot is different. How the class goes from 1 legendary to 2 legendary, and then I need you to rank all 3 specs relative to other classes. Unfortunately for you, you are the first person to go. So you don't have like other people's rankings to go off of. You kind of have to start it off. So you probably have the hardest job, but go ahead and just let it rip.
Damn, it's almost like I get paid to do this. All right. Well, so Covenant legendaries
That was
for
such a
Warlocks.
flex. That was such a flex.
They basically all suck ass. Necrolord has like a bit of single target scaling based on certain things. Like it's not bad for like Affliction in single target or Destruction in single target, but realistically, if you're just doing single target, you play Demonology, which is mostly Night Fae. Night Fae has like 2, 3, 4 target scaling potential, but in single target, it's not very good. The legendary is more built around like AoE or council-based kind of cleave stuff. If you're playing single target stuff, you just play Demonology. Like there's some new Destro sims that have come out that have it looking pretty decent in single target and decent in 2-target cleave-based settings and stuff, but they're sort of RNG-based and it requires like 4-piece tier sets and things. So for the most part, like Affliction is not the best, sort of similar to how SOD was. Destruction is, I'd say, mediocre. And Demo is going to be probably your de facto best spec in the raid because it's single target and good at stack cleave as well.
Okay, so you think Demo's the play for single target stack cleave, Destro's the play. Destro would probably only maybe even be the play for like spread 2 target. I feel like you're saying you'd probably even consider, even if it was stack 2 target, the Demo could probably still be close.
So like on Pantheon testing on Mythic, stack Demonology cleave when you had 2 targets and 4 targets put out the same damage as the Destruction Havoc cleave.
Yeah.
So that's partially like Destro just being undertuned in certain areas and partially maybe playing the wrong build, but also like Demo just being good at stack cleave. So like a mix of both. Demo being pretty good at stack cleave with the 4-piece and Destro being a bit subpar when it comes to certain areas.
Okay. All right, so now you're tasked with ranking them. Start with Demonology first. This is only DPS classes, and this is just relative. Like, where do you think the class will sit relative to other classes, basically?
I think Demonology is like A tier.
A?
No
Okay.
cap. I think so.
Like a
I mean,
strong A or like a low A when the classes come in later?
I think it's a relatively strong A. The 2-piece is like one of the stronger 2-pieces that you can acquire. I believe across like almost any spec, and the 4-piece is pretty decent too. The single target damage profile it can bring is really good, and it's like one of, if not the best classes for like power infusion and like just I guess external base effects. And if you have like stamina scaling effects like blood decays or rallies built around Demo's cooldowns, there's no class that can touch you in single
Yeah,
target.
there's huge pop off, but it's also insanely tanky, right?
Yeah,
Just like one of the easiest classes in the raid to live on. All right, cool. All right, Affliction.
we can start off as the first class in Swamp Ass if you want. We can do that.
Oh wow. Okay, Affliction Swamp Ass.
I'd put it between like C and Swamp Ass. There are certain niche settings like Prototype Pantheon where AF can be actually nuts, but for the most part, the single target is very like tedious and monotonous to maintain, and it's just a lot worse than Destro.
Okay, I'm gonna help you out a little bit though. I think if you feel like there's a niche use on a fight and it will be played, I think that is like categorically not Swamp Ass. Right?
I think it's like in between. Yeah, I can meme a little bit, but like the tier bonus is also pretty bad when it comes to like Mythic Plus and stuff. So it's a weird like it'd be like a D, like a C minus kind of D rank. It has niche uses. Like in
I'm gonna put it in C. I think
fair.
Swamp Ass. I'm just gonna help you out on that because I think Swamp Ass is like actually irredeemable. Like you would never play this for any reason, right? And that's what Swamp Ass is reserved for. If you think and you're saying that you think AF could be used in a scenario better than the other Warlock specs, I think it cannot be Swamp Ass because there are classes where that's true. So
I agree. Any spec that can hit 300% haste self buffed is pretty solid. So
all right, here we go. Destro then.
I think Destro is like, it's interesting. So there have been like some recent sims that have emerged for Destro playing a different legendary and like a new talent, which is a lot more RNG based. It has a much higher high end, but a much lower low end at the same time. So there's a lot more RNG to it than what we're used to, which is like the 2-minute or 3-minute damage profile we had for a long time. I think it's like, I probably put it like C tier, but it could be B tier depending what you need.
So C tier ahead of Affliction.
Yeah, that's probably what I'd say. It's sort of niche for the most part, because a lot of the time you can just play demo and it's better, you know.
Okay. No, I think I agree with that. Yeah. All right, cool. All right, do you have anything else to say on behalf of all Warlocks?
Buff Warlock. And,
Oh, not that. Okay.
help
All
our
right.
2-piece, 4-piece for Affliction.
All right.
Seed value. Thanks, dude.
Yeah, see you, man.
Have a good one.
Yeah. Okay, so what do we got? So we got all 3 Warlock specs out of the way. We have Magus, but usually when we're talking about Mage, we usually call Fired Up, but I can't do that. So who are your all's favorite mages? I wonder if Preheat's around. Asuna, is he a big... Oh, a lot of people are saying Billy. All right, I'm calling him. Hello.
Hello?
Hey, do you know what I'm doing on stream?
Yeah, I've been watching the first bit.
Okay, cool. I'll kind of explain. First of all, are there any other mage super geniuses that you want to have these decisions made with you?
Personally, I would say Dorvon. I think he knows probably the most out of anyone. I actually messaged him, but he's away on Discord, so...
Oh, okay. All right, so it's just you then. You're on your own.
Yeah,
But you are infused with his wisdom. You guys have talked about mage a lot, I'm sure.
Yeah, we both rated in BDG, so...
Yep.
Okay, so I'll start off with Frost. Like, Frost kind of has its niche, like, cleave spec, but it got nerfed recently, and it suffers a lot from uptime in raid. Like, if you have to do mechanics and move around, it's pretty swamp ass on that perspective, but for Frost, I would just nail it right at B, personally.
In the hole, yeah. Okay.
Because I think it's still one of the best cleave specs, but earlier it was the best spec at cleave, but now it's probably like above tier in that. And then
Okay.
Arcane, I would put Arcane also in B tier because
Same thing. It's like niche and good at specific stuff, but
yeah, it's only really good at some stuff, and I don't think there's much of a reason to stack Arcane mages. I believe like they don't have a crazy niche like Frost would, right? I guess the same thing with Fire. I think
okay.
Fire also goes into the B hole as well, because they nerf the tier set a lot, and it doesn't gain much from the 2 set. The two set's like really bad, so I think it's pretty average looking spec for mages.
Okay, into the hole. So mage is just like straight B hole then. Like just
I would say like you could put maybe Frost at A tier in my opinion, but I don't know. Like the nerfs kind of
It's also weird too because I'm having you rank all 3 specs where like if I could make the argument that all 3 of these specs do something so much differently, you could just put a mage icon in A because all 3 of them are in B but do so many different things well, right? So if you are in a covenant swapping scenario of you can fit a fight specific need, it would probably put a higher value on a class that now with swappable covenants can actually fill those roles.
Yeah.
But it's
That
like,
was
since you're
one
ranking the
problem.
specs, you can't really do that, right?
That was one problem with Mage and Sanctum is you had to lock in a spec when all of them are pretty good and do like similar niche. They do different niches, and you had to lock in one spec in last year. But now you can swap, so whatever. Like you will see all 3 specs played. I think that's why like I put a B.
Yeah. Okay, hell yeah, I like that. And also, so do you think, so I don't have like a super huge read on different class communities, but have you noticed how like some class communities definitely have like a pattern of underselling their class because they know they're good, but they like basically I've broken down class communities into like 2 categories. Ones that are really good and like they're complaining when they're too good, and then there's classes that complain that they're bad as well. Like there's like 2 different ones. Which one does mage normally falls into? Because like I don't know if you're being like extremely realistic, because I feel like most mages would come in here and just be like slapping that an S, you know, or putting them lower than they are because like they're just underselling it. Where do you think mage falls in that?
I feel like mages. I mean, I hate to say this. I feel like mages kind of cry a bit if they go in that perspective or that
shit.
group. I don't know, right?
No, that's real. No, that's honest. That's fine.
I play mage and hey, I've cried about it before, but I think a lot of people do like on it's not as bad as boomkins in the warlocks. I think those
amen
two
to
are
that.
definitely worse,
I mean,
but
that's just the fucking truth, isn't it? All right, hell yeah. Okay, I think that's great. Do you have anything you want to say on behalf of mages at all, or about mages?
I just hope that they bring more than one. That's all I can say in the raids.
You hope that who brings more than one?
Like just the top tier guilds, like the world first guilds.
Oh, you think you're saying you hope they do, or you're like, yo, if
I
y'all
hope
don't,
they
you're
do. I
fucking
hope they do.
stupid. Okay. Oh wait, are you okay?
Like
That's cool.
I want mage to be a good class,
Hey man, me too. I want a raid, if I can help it, a raid full of classes that have multiple cheat deaths and can never die and have insane
Yeah, I
movement.
mean,
That
like
would
I
be
said,
good.
I wish fire was S tier so I could just run it down with 2 cheat deaths. Like,
Believe me, and I have proof of this. Anytime fire has been S tier, there has just half of our raid is fire mages because of all that stuff. All right, cool. Thanks for talking,
yeah,
man.
thanks for reaching out.
All right, see ya.
Later.
All right, guys. Who would have guessed, chat, a reasonable mage? Can you believe it? A guy that knows his class is the protagonist and still sees things with his head on straight. Can you imagine? That's actually crazy. All right, so what do we got here? I don't even know a DK. I don't even know who I'd talk to. I can't talk to Trill. Oh, I can call, I'm going to call Jfunk. We'll see if he answers. Yo, are you watching my stream right now?
Yeah, what's up?
I need you to talk about Windwalker going from 9.1 to 9.2 and give it a rating against all other classes specifically for the raid. And that's it. You have like 2 minutes.
Okay. It's weaker than it was in 9.1, I think. But also depends on the raid, right? It was good in 9.1 because Painsmith was like the most important fight and AoE was really good. And the new raid, it's like Zymox, Pantheon, and like maybe Anduin are AoE fights, and we don't know the last 3, so I don't know. It's poop. Single target is so poopy. I don't know, man.
Well, I mean, you have to know. You're the Windwalker expert. You have to know.
If the last 2 bosses have AoE, it'll be good. But if they don't, then it's really bad. Because Zymox is like the second boss almost, if you want it to be. Like Anduin's probably the most important fight.
I bet he's
AoE is
putting it in the hole.
for it to be good on.
I bet he's putting it in the hole.
But I think it's just weaker than it was in 9.1. And that and Mistweaver and Brewmaster are absurd next year. So
sounds like you're leaning C or Swamp.
I think it's C. But it's also Windfairy Totem's a big thing this
C,
year, right?
But so, yeah.
And they are the worst class with Windfairy Totems.
So C above or below Destro and Affliction?
I put it between Destro and Affliction.
Okay. All right. I guess it's just that simple then. Okay. Thanks, man. That's all I needed.
Yep. Later.
See ya. Get Whispyr TTV for Rogue. Okay, you guys are hyping up this guy. Okay, I'll send him my info. Hello. Are you watching the stream?
Yeah, I am.
All right, cool. So you know the deal. So say your piece.
Yeah. So I think in general, Rogue is looking still pretty strong, but it's definitely looking a little bit weaker in general.
Okay.
Especially Outlaw. Their tier just kind of doesn't hold any water. I think that sub also has a lot of problems with RNG in their tier, so they have some issues there in that regard. Sin in general is looking really strong, but it obviously misses like any sort of like valuable AoE or something like that. It's basically just single target cranking. So in general, I think that Sin and Sub are both pretty good. They definitely can, hold their own in a raid. Outlaw right now is just kind of undertuned. I don't know if they're going to fix that, obviously, in like Heroic Week or whatever. I'd say in general, like Sin and Sub are both sort of floating around A or, like depending on tuning, I think it's A.
So you think Sin and Sub?
Yeah, Sin and Sub are both kind of A, and then
okay.
Outlaw is sort of hanging around B or C.
B or C, okay. You have to pick one.
Let's put Outlaw in B, and then Sin and Sub in A.
Oh, damn. Okay. All right. So rogues must be really good then. All right. Hell yeah. All right. Thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Yep. All right. So that was Whispyr, chat. That was Whispyr the rogue. So we got Outlaw in the hole. I don't know. Is it like, I don't know if it's like before or ahead of Demo. He said they're both here, so I'm going to put them both after Demo because Demo's 1 spec and these are 2. Even though that doesn't really make sense. Ellipsis is on. Okay. Let's do Shadow Priest then. All right. Calling Shadow Priest time. Hello. Are you watching?
Yeah, I'm watching the stream, yes.
So you know the deal then?
Roughly, yes. So it's a raid tier list, and you want me to sort of go over what I think the spec's good and bad at, and then give it a rough ranking.
Yeah, kinda. And like, yeah, if there's any changes in playstyle from before as well. But yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so, well, despite the tier set taking a 40% nerf, it's still a good tier set, so Shadow's single target isn't, like, gutter at the moment. It would, if the tier set was nerfed to be bad, Shadow's single target would be really quite bad. But it's, like, fine. The problem Shadow has is it doesn't bring much besides single target. Like, obviously, before the tier set was nerfed, it had decent enough, like, stat cleave, and you could bring it for, like, Pantheon and stuff, but that's not so much the case anymore. So it's kind of just, like, top third on single target, but not good enough in other areas to kind of make up for lacking any single. So kind of where it was in SOD, but a little bit worse on single. Which would mean it's probably middling B to high C, but I'm gonna like play safe and go low B.
Low B for Shadow Priest. Okay.
Yeah. There's some minor copium going on with the Anduin ring, because it's probably tuned slightly better than the average ring, because it's priest only.
Okay,
but
yeah.
I'm not subscribed to that being a fix for single target.
Yeah, also imagine getting that when it's like
yeah,
one
yes,
exactly right.
Yeah,
so
one of my other personal pet peeves about the way the game is right now is the state of personal loot, and that ring is absolutely
in the hole.
number one on my list
in
for
the hole.
reasons I don't like personal loot.
All right. Sounds good, man.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Oh, sorry.
Anything else?
Yeah.
You got anything else?
Shadow's AoE feels garbage to play, and Searing Nightmare is one of the worst buttons was ever made. Genuinely, I think it's probably the other thing I would like to say about Shadow.
Oh shit. Oh damn. Just laying it all out there.
Single target is fun. AoE is not.
All right, there it is. All right, this for a lot of trues in chat, by the way, a lot of truers. So you must be speaking the truth.
Yeah, like the damage, like you can't complain about the mass cleave damage. It's fine, but it just really isn't fun to play.
Yeah, I agree with you. All right, cool. Thanks, man. Now I'm dipping.
Yes.
Yep. All right, so let's go ahead and get Moonkin out of the way. Are there any Moonkins here? I'm giving you guys exactly 1 minute to show yourself, Moonkin mains. Okay, calling Tettles on his birthday.
Yo.
Hello, yo. I heard. So is it actually your birthday today?
Yeah, it's actually my birthday today.
Wow, that's cool, dude. Mine was last night. We're like almost birthday buddies. That's insane.
Yeah, I saw that. Happy birthday to you. Happy late birthday.
Oh, ooh, happy return birthday. Very good. You have to rank Moonkin for the entire Moonkin community. Are you open to that? If you want to add help,
yes.
you can phone a friend. You can call someone if you want.
I can do this.
You can.
Okay,
oh
so it's
shit.
4-piece 2 legendary, right?
This is the tier. Yeah, I mean, so we're basically doing it for the entire because I think like the whole maybe not having 4-piece 1 legendary thing is like very not relatable and going to apply to very few people.
Okay.
So I think just double legendary for sure, which I know majorly changes Moonkins, and you can kind of talk about that. And then,
yeah.
And then the tier. Yes.
Okay, so it's probably A tier. A lot of it is due to the fact that, and you don't have any opinion on this, but most other ranged are not particularly strong. And so while this does look like, at least from my opinion, a pretty heavy melee tier, not many ranged outside of like Demonology, Warlock, and Moonkin are particularly good from my perspective. And then on top of that, if it's in the context of 4-piece 2 legendary, Moonkin is quite strong. Without their 4-set and double legendary, it's probably it's pretty middling, honestly, and may actually even just be bad. But there are a couple fights, like Anduin and Lords of Dread in particular. Okay, so at least Anduin during testing, Moonkin looked probably one of the best DPS in the game. For Lords of Dread, there's some stuff with like increased damage taken shit.
Yeah.
Where it looks like Moonkin is probably going to be pretty good on that kind of thing. And then, I mean, it's just a balanced druid. You have Stampeding Roar, always a stupid ass ability.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like initially your argument, even before mentioning their overall power level with 1 or 2 legendaries, your main point is you think people are going to run a lot of melee, and melee are going to be strong. So the few ranged you bring, balance is generally better relative to the range you bring, and they're like a good mechanic class. Everyone knows they're obviously tanky. They do have a niche. Not saying that niche is really anywhere, but like that niche exists, and that they're just like a tanky class you can have do the mechanics that the few range will do. Yeah,
and in addition to that, you can play either Night Fae or Venthyr in this patch, and they're good for specific bosses. I think like Lahivium is probably a pretty good Night Fae fight. Obviously, I said Anduin. That's like a fairly solid Venthyr encounter is what it seems like with the 3-minute CDs and that kind of thing. And so with the other range being kind of lackluster from my perspective, I think that Moonkin is going to be one of the range that you do bring, yeah.
All right, I think all those reasonings are fair. I'm seeing. Let me see if there's any truths in the chat. People are also like very negatively biased against Moonkins though, so they're going to be like, "Oh yeah, sure, you're not S tier, man."
Well, it's definitely not on the same tier as Fire Mage. Okay. Oh, you would say move it up to S tier? I don't think it's that good.
No, I'm not saying anything. I'm simply existing. Chat is like, "Oh yeah, you're saying you're A, sure, Moonkin bitch." Like they'll just be like, because they're like, "Oh yeah, I get it. Yeah, you're not good, right?" As they're like on the bench and Moonkin's in the raid and stuff like that.
It's good. I think it's worse than a lot of melee though.
Okay, all right. So you have Moonkin in S. Okay, yo, I can't get hold of my Feral plug. Do you also feel confident talking about Feral? If you just want to rip it?
Yeah. No, I don't feel confident talking about Feral, but I do know that they are awful. Their 4-set got nerfed to like a 2% damage gain now, and like I felt like they were okay before, like an A to a B tier, and after their 4-set got nerfed and they caught like a 5% damage nerf in raid, I'm pretty sure that's just like a C tier spec.
So you would say, if I can't tell or talk to anyone else, that Feral would be low C tier.
I don't think low C tier.
High C tier. Oh shit.
Probably
okay.
High C tier, yeah.
Okay, fuck yeah.
Who the fuck put Outlaw that high?
The Whispyr, the rogue.
Oh.
Yeah, he seemed very high on Outlaw. Well, not yeah,
maybe I missed something.
Yeah, he put it in the hole. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm talking to all the super geniuses. They probably know stuff we don't know.
Shit. All right. Good luck with your stream, man.
All right. Yep. See you. Happy birthday. Woo.
Later.
Yep. Later. Call Wordup. Let me see if he's here. I'll do it. All right. Calling Wordup. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Okay. So are you watching the stream?
Yeah.
Okay. So you know what's up. But yeah, you just talk about Enhance a little bit and then rank it. That's basically it.
I'll drop it straight away. I think that at like bare minimum we're A.
Okay.
And if you have the right raid comp, if Warrior ends up being something that people play, because everyone knows, like they all talk about Wind Fury and shit like that. If it is A or like above and people stack Warriors, I would borderline say that it's S.
You have to pick one. I understand your reasoning. I can put it at the top of A if you want, or at the low end of S, but
I don't want to say that it's S just because it kind of relies on what else is in the raid. And if the raid doesn't have it, then Wind Fury kind of just like shits the bed. But if you do, it does kind of earn it.
Okay.
But you never take more than one in that case as well.
Well, I mean, you could, right? Why not?
You could, but you don't get the extra benefit from it then, right? Because you only need one Wind Fury totem to juice your warriors.
Unless
you take like 8 warriors.
Yeah, exactly. So you could run too.
Someone could do it.
Why not? Extra speed boost too. Why not? Just double Wind Fury group. All right.
Obviously, like it relies as well on if those last 3 bosses actually really want AoE and stuff. We're not going to be that good at that, but we are just single target. chimps. Like that's exactly what we do. Like straight down the line, burst the boss.
Well, that's good that outside of a few other things, that's pretty much the most important thing by far. So, all right, cool. So you are you decided? Is it A or S? You have to pick one right now.
I'd go with A to be safe,
Okay.
but I would be as close to almost putting it on S.
Oh,
as you could get.
okay. So I'll put it at the
I'm
very
not
top of A then. Okay, I respect that. It sounds like you would probably put it on S, but you don't want to like be that first person to put something in S tier. But that's fine. I respect
I just
that.
don't want to do it solely because of Wind Fury, because like if Warriors end up sucking.
Yeah,
and
but
they're
Wind Fury
bad,
exists though. Like, okay, even if Warriors suck though, if you add, let's just say in whatever world, Warriors total dog shit, and you just have an average amount of melee in your group, even the worst melee, not even stacking them, but if you just average the Wind Fury bonus from all melee, Wind Fury is still a pretty decent gain over what you're doing to 4 other characters, right? So
it's just like the downsides of enhancement with it being RNG and like uptime requirements and all of that some bosses can do. That's what pulls it down. Wind Fury like recovers that. So it needs the specs to be broken with Wind Fury to an extent to drag it over.
yeah.
Which is what Warriors do. But at this point, it's like you only need 1 or 2 arms. And then it's there. It's a S.
Okay. All right. Thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Yep. Dude, chat, I tried to get him to S. I needed someone to just fucking slam it down on the table and just put it in S, and it didn't fucking work, man. I wanted it there. Okay. We got Hunts. Hunts will be spicy. Okay, I got a DK to talk to, chat. It's Nairtaj or Taeznak is the name. I recognize Taeznak. I recognize that name. He's perfect. He's good. He's the theory crafter. Okay, good. I've heard the DPS DK side of things is usually like really well done and well made. Atlas has a very high opinion of them. Ready whenever. All right, calling. Hello.
Yo, Max, what's up?
Hey, so do you see what I'm doing on stream right now?
Yeah, what's up?
Do you feel comfortable answering for all Death Knights?
Everything except for blood, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, we're
blood,
not doing tanks. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Then yeah, definitely. I've been doing the theory stuff for both Frost and Unholy for years now, so.
Yeah. I think I definitely recognize your name. All right, cool. Let's start with Frost then. So what's different? What's changing? What's their strengths, weaknesses, and where would you put them against all other classes in the next raid?
Oh man, that's a tough one because starting out the tier, Frost is gonna be not so great. The killing machine change that we got on the PTR, though, is absolutely wonderful. About 33% more killing machines, so that's a really great change. But before they get their tier set, they don't really do anything better than anybody else. Like they're okay at cleave, they're okay at AOE, they're okay at single.
Yeah, this
target,
guy's
they don't
insane,
really
chat.
Sell anywhere.
I love
Once
the
they
way
get
he's
the 4
talking.
set, though, that's when things start getting really interesting. So the 4 set, those glacial advances fired off. Think of it essentially like an extra frost strike for every killing machine you use. It's kind of nuts, especially when you scale it up to AoE.
Dude, his voice is so...
Obliteration's actually keeping up with breath and AoE sims, which is kind of just what?
No, dude, no, you're good. Keep going. Sorry, I was just getting lost in your voice. Continue.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you've got an insanely soothing voice. Don't worry about it. You're good.
Oh, thanks. Frost does really well in those AoE scenarios, and once it gets its 4-piece, there's a lot of really cool things that open up, rather than running Rage of the Frozen Champion like Frost has been basically this entire expansion. It opens it up to Coultiers and Biting Cold, both of which add a lot of really cool interaction with the spec. Biting Cold in particular interacts with Everfrost and Gathering Storm to create just some absolutely monstrous Remorseless Winters, which will do more damage than Breath in AoE scenarios, believe it or not.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of insane what it opens up. Another really cool thing that the 4-piece does for Frost, though, is also applies Razor Ice for them. So, you know how DKs have been stuck with Razor Ice, Fall Crusader for just absolutely forever.
Yeah, actually forever. Yep.
Yeah, so since it's applying Razor Ice for them through the 4 set, it's not going to have 100% uptime, don't get me wrong, but it still allows you to replace Razor Ice as an enchant. So for Breath, that allows you to put on Hysteria, which is really cool because if you remember Nighthold Breaths, that's totally a possibility again.
Wow, really? Saying. Okay, I'm going to hard play that. Maybe depending on where you rank it, even though I totally preach people not playing classes based on where they ranked on a tier list, but fun levels, that was like actually the most fun. What Covenant do you play too?
There's actually a lot of variety there. If you're going for the really long breaths, either Night Fae or Necrolord. Because Night Fae's Legendary gives 20% more runic power generation, which Like in some of the test sims, it's getting like 6-minute breaths. It's not okay.
Okay, that seems okay. That's okay. Okay, so if you had to, just for again 4-piece, you have all the gear you want. 4-piece, 2 legendaries for progression in Mythic for like the first 2 to 3 months. Where does Frost DK sit on a on something that can't be explained as elaborately as you just put it, but has to be assigned just a letter? Where does it go?
I do think it's going to be either low A or a high B tier, depending on how the ring's tuned.
Okay, yeah, I'll put it. So do you want it to be end of A or upper end of B? You have to choose.
Let's go upper end of B. I don't
Okay.
want to get people soaked up too high.
Okay, and did they fix the thing where Killing Machine wasn't working with one-handers? I think that was a thing like last...
Yeah.
Okay, they did.
Yeah,
Okay.
they fixed it. That'll be a thing in 9.2, so more killing machines for everybody.
Hell yeah. All right. Unholy Death Knight.
Unholy. This one's in a really... It's in the opposite boat as Frost, really. Starting off the tier, it's going to be really strong. The conduit changes, the Abomination's limb changes, everything that they did in the 9.2 PTR for Unholy is absolutely wonderful, and it puts its baseline damage as one of the highest in the game. And then you add in the tier set, and everything goes downhill from there. Its tier set is just absolutely... It's so undertuned, it's not even funny.
Okay, good. I thought you were about to go... I know Skarsgård's in chat, by the way, so I was just going to give you the heads up before you fully railed it, but...
No, Scar's cool.
Yeah, I know. I'm just fucking with you, but yeah, okay. So yeah, I mean, I also agree with that. I think I like what they were trying to do with it, though, right? Like, I think they're like kind of leaning in to the niche, especially like class fantasy identity wise, like that. It sounds sick, right? You're just like summoning guys constantly and doing that. But yeah, so it sounds like you're aiming it a little bit less than Frost. Is that true?
Absolutely. At least once the tier set's considered, because before the tier set, Unholy actually probably will have a place, but after the tier set, the way tuning is right now, I just don't see it happening. The tier set leans heavily into execute, and if you're looking for an execute spec, Warrior just does it better, even without their tier set focusing on execute. It's just in this awkward spot where it doesn't do anything that anybody else can, and doesn't bring the single target to really shine in that scenario. I'm gonna say like C tier.
High C, because like other classes in C are Destro, Windwalker, Feral, and Affliction. And
I'd put it at high C, because if the ring is good, it could bring it up, especially if we can abuse Ebon Fever and Lingering Plague with it, which is totally a possibility. But I'm holding my breath on that for now.
All right, cool. That is awesome. Honestly, that was super refreshing, man. I love listening to people talk about stuff with like obviously a strong knowledge base, but also you're clearly very passionate about it. I hope I can call you in the future with DK stuff, because that was really cool.
Absolutely. Feel free to message me, call me whenever. I'll be happy to chat about it.
All right, thanks, man. That was awesome. Thanks.
Yeah, have a great day.
Yep. God damn, that guy was cool. Wait, hold up. I gotta message him. Wait. Do you think I had anything to do with AMZ dying? Oh, here it is. Yes! Dude, I'm screenshotting it. Yes! I'm free! Oh, yes! Oh, yeah, let's fucking go, chat. He's not even being nice either. Oh my god, thank you. I'm so happy. Yes, dude. Yes. Oh my god. Dude, chat, don't even start. You heard it straight from him. That guy is DK. And he said it. Oh my god. A weight has been lifted off of me. Okay, so I have 2 Rep Pallies. I don't know if they know each other or not. All right, guys, here comes Rep Pally. Hello, Rets. So we have Bolas and Zaylex here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have 2 Ret super geniuses. What do you guys have to say about Ret in the upcoming tier? I know you guys have been through a roller coaster of emotions with your tier bonus the past couple bit, but I think they just fixed it recently, right?
They buffed it, but it's not it improves the damage quite a bit.
Quality of life,
like the gameplay stuff is there's still a lot of issues with the gameplay.
Yeah, I think the quality of life went like way up on the 2 set. Like being able to fit 2 globals in guaranteed with 3 and like less is very good for quality of life.
Another good voice.
You still have the problem of like now you're just missing out on the 3rd global instead of the 2nd global though. It's still like it's an improvement, but it's not like a massive. It's not
they can't really fix. Like I don't think they can fix it though. With like
no, they just have to like redesign it.
They would have to change it. Yeah.
But still an improvement.
Okay.
I was thinking like comfortably in the B tier. What do you think?
I was leaning towards low B tier, high C tier. I don't think
I was thinking like we're ahead of like most of the C tier classes there. I think.
The only one that I'm not sure about is Unholy. I think Unholy
Same.
might
Yeah,
be
same.
better than Ret, but I think Shadow and Outlaw are probably similar to Ret in terms of.
Yeah, I was
over
thinking
there
like
and Ret.
low B tier probably,
Sure.
or the top C tier, either one.
I think, but anywhere from just above Outlaw to just below Unholy, probably similar
Yep.
in their range.
That's what I was thinking.
Just above Outlaw and just below Unholy. Okay.
Just above Unholy. Yeah.
Just above Unholy
Or
and
just yeah, below Unholy. My bad. Yeah.
okay.
That's probably fine.
Yep.
The problem
Yeah,
with like the Wind Fury thing with Ret is like, it looks like it would be really good, but there's a bug with the Wind Fury thing in Zeal, which is the talent that makes your auto attacks happen more frequently. That if you get a Wind Fury proc, it actually consumes Zeal stacks. So like, even though Wind Fury is a DPS increase,
Oh.
it's not as big an increase as we expected because it's consuming the other effect that also increases Zeal.
That also sounds like a small enough thing where that won't get fixed before progression too.
Yeah,
You
know what I
It might
mean?
not even be a bug. It might just be like an unintended interaction, but it's going to make it so that Wind Fury just like isn't quite as good as we thought it was going to be.
And well, it doesn't seem like an intended interaction, right? I mean, actually, it is literally consumed on auto attacks, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it probably is just. They just
Yeah,
didn't
it
think
does
about
sound
it,
intended.
but-
Although they did just fix things randomly consuming procs with Windwalker's tier, even though the tier is still not very good. But like, they have actually set precedent to fix something like that. So maybe if it's well known, they'll fix it. So yeah, if any Blizzard people are watching, Zeal is being consumed with Wind Fury procs, and that's bad. So
Yes, please fix.
yeah, please
Yep,
fix that.
yep.
All right, cool. So Rhett, sounds good. Thank you guys for being quick and answering. Thank you.
I have one
No
more thing.
worries.
I have one more thing.
You have
There
one
was
more thing?
some,
Okay.
Some 2% copium going on before the last time you did this. It's like 13%.
What?
Oh, the damage buff?
Damage
Yeah,
increase?
it's
Yeah.
like not
2% coat. Wait, what's going on?
So last time you
last
did
time-
the tier stream,
Yeah.
it was the ret you brought in said 2%. It was like 10% when he said it, and now it's like 13%.
Okay, that's the tier bonus then.
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right. So that rep before we hate him, right? Is that the deal?
No.
No,
we
I'm
don't
just
hate
kidding.
him.
I'm
We don't
kidding.
hate
I'm
him.
kidding.
Just
I'm kidding. I'm
listen
kidding.
to him.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you're good. Okay, thanks guys.
Shout out to Joey from Club Camel.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Shout out. Let's get it. All right.
Later.
See you guys. So we really just need a hunter and a warrior, and then it's like 2 other single spec classes. So, damn, I really need a hunter genius, but none of them are here. Max picked Ghosteld for hunter. Big theory craft in the hunter community's big insights. Is he in here? Oh my god, he is in here. Yes. Okay, I'm messaging him. I gave him my Discord, and he said, okay. Wait, what?
Hello.
Hello. Okay, so I heard you're a super clouded, insane hunter. Is that true?
I'm not super clouded, but I'm fine, and I do some sim work, and I try to be the best I am, the very end.
Okay, excellent. So have you experienced the same thing our hunters have, at least with like some of the tier bonuses, just before we start, where they've basically posted like, oh, another change to the tier today, and they just post
Yes.
coin flip gifs, wondering whether they've bugged it in a good or a bad way, or if the bug fix was a positive or negative thing, because I feel like that's just been a roller coaster the past 2 weeks.
Yes, it's been very, very annoying. Like, they keep changing it. Or not really changing it, but they keep saying, oh, we fixed it, and then if all hunters go on the PTR, and then suddenly, like, shit is more bugged, you know? And then it's just very annoying. And now they just made it like a big blue post with like saying, oh, this is gonna be fixed and this gonna be fixed, but nobody is trusting them because every time they say something like we're fixing it, it keeps getting more bugged. So
Exactly.
Right.
And imagine if
Yeah.
them telling you they're going to fix it means they're probably going to wait a week or two. So imagine they wait until like heroic week and then it's just bugged in some other way. So you have like no way to gauge the class's power level.
yeah, and we can't even test it because some bugs are like really annoying and they like affect legendaries and other stuff. And if they're saying, yeah, we'll get it fixed by the raid comes out, we can never test it before raid comes out. And we can't even know what's going to be the best covenant or on other stuff because it actually has impact on some covenant stuff.
All right. So you can start wherever you want about where classes have been, where they are now. 4-piece and 2 legendaries involved with all of them. So wherever you want to start.
So I'm gonna start with marksmanship because I'm the most confident about it. I think marksmanship is gonna be not so good on single target, but like amazing on cleave and AoE and burst and stuff. So I might say, like, if you would put marksmanship low end on the A tier.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, because I know the AoE part of it, of the sets and the legendaries, is just so good synergy that it's like AoE is gonna do so much damage.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah. But the single turret might be a bit lacking, but it all depends how they are gonna fix the bugs. Because if they're gonna like fix the bugs in a positive way, then it might be really good, or they might just not do something and then it's just gonna be bad, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like too, especially with so many variables, if your class has a specific problem, it seems a little unlikely that they'll fix it because it's so close to the raid coming out, and there's so many things that need to still be fixed. So you could always feel like your class could fail, but at least they've posted saying that they know about them. But yeah, if you guys are unaware, like every hunter change for the past 2 weeks has messed up something else, every single one, and it's made, and there's no clear way. Like even if you were to say like, okay, what's your power level if they fixed all the bugs in your tier? No one knows because it's like impossible to test it, and like who knows what they would mess up trying to fix that. So especially with survival, like survival's in such a spot where it's obviously so powerful, but it just seems all of us who have been around for a while are probably thinking, well, they could just destroy that at any moment with any change to their tier, right? So
Exactly.
all right, so maybe survival next.
Survival. Because like at the start of the PTR they were so strong, but now with the recent changes or like some of the bug fixes, I don't want to say much, but it's probably also going to be a low end of the A. But the problem is, it's like people think it's very hype, but not everybody is gonna be good at it. I think like only like a few people are really amazing at it, but like the average person is not gonna excel at it, and the average person is probably gonna be low B, but a good player is gonna be like low A maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if it's hunter mains swapping to survival, because I feel like ever since the swap from Black Air Explosive Shot, you've seen more players be like BM and MM players, and most of the survival players I know, at least in this region, are actually melee alts. Like you see more melee alt survivals than you see hunter main survivals. So I think you're exactly right, where if you see a lot of, like, let's just say survival ends up being insane whenever they're done with all this shit, then you're going to see hunter mains play melee for the first time, and that could be a big problem too. So
exactly.
Yeah, I think you're right on.
BM, the problem with BM, their tier set is like completely single target. So and they're not like BFA anymore. So I'm probably gonna put them like, I don't know, man. Like this is very hard because I want to put them somewhere like in the B section, but not upper end.
I'm weird
Maybe
with BM
like,
too, because I feel like BM's set was so good and they were looking like such a consistent, just good raid DPS spec, and then they just absolutely demolished their tier to a point where I feel like if any class's tier would get rebuffed, it would be Hunter. Also to mention that like Hunter specifically is usually pretty taken care of. Like it's a class that doesn't have like a ton of utility, right? So like, and they're consistently pretty solid, only having damage for themselves. So like, obviously,
I think they're a really good progress class, but the moment the farm starts, hunters start to like fall off so quickly compared to other classes, and we don't scale very good compared to some classes. So like BM is probably gonna be very decent on progress, but like the moment like everyone has all their stuff equipped, like double Lego and the tier, like BM is just gonna like be nowhere close to everybody else.
All right, cool. That is I think all I need. Do you have anything else to say about hunters in general? Any bugs you want Blizzard to be aware of? You guys have good communication with hunter devs. Does that exist in the hunter community?
I wouldn't say so, because a lot of these bugs have been like since day one of PTR, like the moment we could test these tier sets, and they didn't change anything at all. And they said like, oh yeah, we're gonna do this, and then they suddenly say like, oh yeah, we fixed some bugs, like nothing got fixed. So I'm not really happy about them doing stuff for us, because we see like Scarizard doing like so much stuff for like DK and Rogue and like talking, and then we are like, we don't have any dev. Like you look at the past three expansions, and there's barely been any dev talking about Hunter, and then you see all these other devs doing like work for Warlock, Mage, DK. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's getting frustrating.
Do you think Skarzard gets like weird looks in the office? I mean, he's just doing so well for what people in these community wants. So like all the communities that don't have Skarzard are just like, man, I wish I had that.
Yeah,
Yep.
we're jealous, and I think he's just a very enthusiastic developer that is just like open with what he does and what he wants to do, and I think that's very positive. And I just wish like more other people would do that, but maybe they're like scarred
Yeah.
from
Amen.
so many years ago.
Yeah,
and,
actually,
yeah.
that's such a good point. I bet it would be very easy, and I won't like project this onto the devs as the reason why, but I think someone who's worked at Blizzard for a long time could definitely have like a negative feeling with interacting with the community. It's hard to imagine they would like it when it's like you get dunked on 90% of the time, and if you try, most of the time they don't care. You know. So I could see it, but yeah, if it's of any indication, what Skarzard has done with his communication with the classes sets he's been working on has been like absolute top tier, and every single class is insanely jealous of that and wishes they had it.
Yeah, we're super jealous.
Yep.
So-
All right. Thanks for the call, man. That was actually really insightful. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Get Shadarek for DK. Not Kib, don't do it. Oh, he's in chat. Hey, man. Guys, I mean, you guys want me to talk to Shadarek? I don't think he's in here. Oh, he is in here. There is a guy named Shadarek in here. I just added him. Oh, you're right there. Yo, are you willing to talk to me, Mr. Shadarek? Yeah? Okay, let's do it. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, and you are a demon hunter, right?
Yes.
You're a insanely knowledgeable, super genius demon hunter. Excellent. And you're sick at the game too, right?
Sure, let's go with that.
Okay.
So, for the raid itself, I actually think we're going to end up pretty good. We're definitely not S tier, nowhere near. But our single target comes out really well, and in turn our AoE is actually taking massive hits, because we're swapping to Vent tier, and with our tier set, it doesn't really make our AoE better, and our 4-piece is just pretty much bad. Doesn't even give meta true 3-minute cooldown. But we just have a consistent high amount of damage that we do on single target, and we still have free cleave, which on a lot of the fights is really beneficial. And then, you know, we still bring darkness and stuff in raid. So I think we're high A tier, actually.
Okay.
But when it comes to actual AoE scenarios, we don't really have options once it comes to double legendary. And we're pretty bad at that, which is new for DH. So on more AoE situations that are like burst AoE, we actually don't provide almost anything anymore. And that's what's putting us in a bit of a tight spot.
Okay, so you're saying you think, well, this is definitely true, especially early when a lot of people don't have 4-piece, but are mainly hovering around 2-piece with like Vault plus like something they've randomly looted. I think Demon Hunter, while everyone is at 2-piece, I think Demon Hunter is actually probably going to like project pretty high, right?
We'll be pretty insane at that point, yes.
Yeah, like before 2 legendaries and before 4-piece, I think Demon Hunter will be in like a pretty good sweet spot, right? And then you're saying you think it's just going to majorly fall off compared to other classes once you start adding in power sources that they're scaling from and you're not.
It's once you give us 4-piece and double legendary, we gain almost nothing on AoE at all, and we just gain so much on single target through Venthyr that there's almost no reason to ever not play for that. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, it's just when it comes to contents outside of raid, that's going to suck. But in raid, I still think it's very good.
I think you're saying the right things. All right, cool. All right, I think that's all. Do you have anything else you want to say about Havoc or just in general?
Only that it's a shame that our 4-piece brings meta to between 3 and 4 minute cooldown. It feels like they almost didn't give us a 4-piece.
This might be huge copium, but I feel like it's something that should get buffed because they clearly intended to be like, okay, you get to meta more often this raid with that tier bonus, and with it not working on demonic, the extension, I really feel like if they know it's only 3.5 minutes, they should buff that because that can't be what their overall goal was when they ran numbers for that and put it in. So I think they should give it more reduction.
Yeah, it even gets worse because like that's when you're looking at full uptime too, and that's just not the situation most of the time. It's really quite bad.
Yeah, there's like almost no scenario where you would use it at 3:30 instead of 4. But hey, when you hit meta, you're in it for like a few more seconds, I guess. Yeah. All right, cool. Thanks, man.
Okay, have a good one.
Yeah. All right. Warrior and Elemental Shaman, the last 2. If you are down bad, I'll do it. Yeah, I'm down galactically. You added me? Okay, I'm calling you then. Yeah, I want to say you're insanely cultured for ripping the Discord wave. That is a bit that we all prescribe to.
Yeah, I'm pretty cool. That's why everyone wants me on the show.
Okay. All right. So, what do you have to say about Warrior?
Warrior pretty fuck good. Probably the best melee.
Okay. So Warrior pretty fucking good, probably the best melee, but where are you?
S tier.
Oh, both?
Easily, yes.
Oh, let's.
Bonkers.
Okay.
Plus Rally OP.
Are you 100% sure you want to go down the road?
Yes. I'll get it nerfed. I don't care.
Oh shit. Okay. Wow, that's actually insanely Chad. I can't believe that. I'm like terrified of well, I've never got anything nerfed, but I would be terrified of doing that if I did. So, okay.
No one who plays Warrior scares me. They are scared of me.
Oh, okay. The only thing more alpha than this entire conversation would be defriending me and instantly ending the call.
It'll happen.
Oh, okay. All right. See ya, man.
See ya.
Yep. Well, that's it. All right. That guy picks heavy shit up and puts it right back down. So that's all you need to know. That is dude, I have mad respect for that. He never even puts it down. Oh, you're probably right. He just keeps picking stuff up. He just accumulates it through his life. He demanded VIP? Oh my god, I'm doing it. All right, last one. Hello. I don't know how you want to do this, if you want to talk about the new shit or what, or if you're going to go like all the way into it, but what is your opinion on Ellie Shaman with 2 legendaries with 4-piece for all of mythic progression for like every guild basically, so the entire season?
It can be like kind of hard to predict because with the 4-piece, if you have any downtime, you're just like totally fucked. So with the last bosses,
and you do 0 AoE, right?
Yeah, you can still do pretty good AoE. But if you have any downtime, even like 10 seconds can like completely screw your damage. But if there's no downtime, it's probably one of the better single target specs right now.
Okay.
You can do like infinite damage while moving.
So, and I mean, that like is good, right? So like if you can do infinite damage while moving and you're looking for downtime being bad, it's really hard to find downtime if you can do full damage while moving, right? So it would only be like transitions or boss immunes, stuff like that.
Yeah, like you have to like LOS or something or intermission, things like that, yeah.
All right, so where would you rank it? Or do you have anything else about it?
There's also the like newer build that we just found, the Storm LA one.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about.
Yeah, that one like is rooted pretty much. You're like a demo lock, you aren't allowed to move, but it does more damage. So it could also be good, like even better if there's like a low movement fight, but I think that's something you'd probably play on like a fight where you have AoE 2 or something, I don't know. I'm not sure exactly where you'd actually find use for that.
Okay.
I think overall I'd probably put it at like a high B tier, maybe a low A.
Okay.
It still doesn't have any real utility.
Yeah, okay, sure. Okay, so which one? Low A, high B?
Probably high B.
High B. Okay, so just ahead of Frosty K and ahead of all 3 mage specs. That seems okay, cool.
That seems weird, actually.
Yeah. Okay, Mage is super weird though, because his reasoning for ranking it was that all of them were kind of niche in what they do, right? There wasn't any like all-powerful spec, but I think what we came to the conclusion of was if you were to combine all 3 specs together and just made a Mage class icon, it would have been higher than B. It's just that all 3 individually were at B, or he put it there. I think that's reasonable.
Yeah, I guess looking at your tier list, like in the B tier, I'd probably put it between Frost Mage and BM Hunter.
All right. Do you have anything else to say about Ellie or just anything in general?
I don't think so.
All right, lit. Thanks, man.
Yep.
All right, we got it. So, initial look at this tier list, it's a little fucking weird, but that's fine because it wasn't like one person's opinion making a tier list. It was making a bunch of people kind of put their tier list there. And also, I think there was outside of Xeos, that's how you say his name, no one was willing to like put their class up here, even if they potentially thought it. I could just see a little hesitance. You could definitely make the argument that there are classes here that wouldn't be S tier. I'm not saying they all would be, or even a few would be, but I think you definitely saw some hesitance there. So the good thing is no swamp ass. No one put their class in a position where they don't do anything better than anyone else. Does it make sense that experts rating their own classes will squish their ratings towards the upper mid with no one wanting to say S tier, no one thinking the spec is garbage played properly? Yes. I mean, that's pretty much what you see, right? It's kind of like an experiment, but it's kind of the point. Definitely some people were rating their classes higher than I think most would. And there were classes that were ranked lower than I think most would rank them. For sure.